strike today. They're striking over pay, and some say something more important, the increased use of automation used to offload.
And good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. I am Ken Lundberg, and I have a guest already in studio. Hello and good morning.
Good morning.
And Jasmine Hansen is here from the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, and she was just remarking these microphones are too heavy.
They don't like to stay in place.
Well, and that's an engineer question. So it's a long story, but basically these little springs, they wear out after a while. And because WSJM has been here so long, they've got to replace the springs again. But the good news that I told you this is a long story. The good news is we have new microphone arms that are supposedly coming in.
Oh.
And new cameras. And it's all going to be set up so that we don't have to look through all the equipment to see each other. So
That's
good morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good morning.
How are you doing? How's the chamber?
It's great. We're super, super busy.
Excellent.
We've just got a lot of coming up here in October. So we're excited to dive in.
We are excited to talk about it. We're going to do our news. We're in ABC News right now. Then we'll do our local news. And then I think I'll come to you before we go to sports.
Sounds
Does
great.
that work?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And some of the things. So you are you do a lot of stuff there, but you are the member engagement manager. What do you do in that role? What don't you do?
You said a lot. So basically, when we get new members in, I'm either myself or Sarah is kind of the first touch point with them. And then, I kind of guide them through how to use the back end, how to upload stuff to our chamber website, getting ribbon cutting set up, groundbreakings, business after hours, any other kind of events. I do our Friday email. So if you're not subscribed to that,
I get that email. It's very informative.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. And then we have some stuff from our members in there as well. So
okay. All right. Yeah. So you deal with all the people who are trying to get more business moving through their door. That must be exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really exciting. And with all of these ribbon cuttings and business after hours, a lot of people get to see other businesses in the area or learn about other businesses in the area from us. And so oftentimes there are people that I've known for years, like, I've never been here before.
Wow.
I've never come here before. This, we were just at Waco Beach House with the SWAB agency for a Next Gen Young Professionals event last week.
Oh, yeah.
And people are like, I've never been to this beach.
Really?
What?
Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're doing that then. Helping people, because you hear, I get that you hear about a lot of things and maybe you don't go there, or maybe you just drive by. Oh yeah, there's Waco Beach.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
They have a really nice parking lot at Waco Beach. I will tell you that. It's a huge parking lot. It is a very large parking lot. Very expensive parking lot too.
All parking lots are.
It's the price of business these days. But anyway, so we will be checking with the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. Jasmine Hansen is here with us. We'll check in on that in just a few moments. And then also we have a couple of representatives who are arriving here for the Denise Bohn Pink Event. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. I already met Katie Hess at the door. We're hanging out waiting for Olivia Starks. So she'll be hopefully arriving anytime soon. But if she's not, we've got Katie. So we'll talk with her. It is the WSJM Morning Show. We'll be back with news in just a moment. And good morning, Teresa. Teresa's already on our video live stream. So good morning. First of the day, you beat Bill. Let's see where Bill is. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the video live stream. If you miss any part of this interview, you can go back to Facebook. Just type in WSJM and look for our video archives. We encourage you to do that. Share and subscribe on YouTube as well. We'll be right back.
Effect on freedom of expression internationally. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
After the doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves to end the regular season yesterday, where both teams won their way in, the playoffs begin today. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Meet Brian. He just got $5,000, and it was pretty easy. I'll tell you how in 10 seconds. Brian needed cash help. After being rejected by banks, he tried 27cash.com. Told them how much he needed, even let them know he had bad credit. In minutes, 27cash.com found a lender who deposited $5,000 into his bank account the very next day. If you need cash help, even if you have bad credit, go to 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning. Welcome again to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Again, the forecast for today does call for some fog this morning, and then we'll get into partly sunny skies. A breezy and cooler day, a slight chance of showers, a high today around 72, northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusts up to 30. So batten down the hatches. It's going to be a little bit breezy today. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear and cool, a low around 45, north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then on Wednesday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies and cool conditions, a high around 70, south winds 5 miles per hour. Thursday, doesn't look like any rain, just mostly sunny skies, a high around 75. Friday, partly sunny, a high around 70, but there is a slight chance of showers. Saturday, going to be sunny again, no rain. And Sunday, partly sunny, just a slight chance of rain and a high around 75 degrees. Again, we've got sports coming up in just a couple of minutes. Dave Wolf will walk us through what's happening today. Tigers do play this afternoon, and you can hear that game. It's the game one of the wild card round. They're playing Houston Astros at 2:32 this afternoon. That's when the first pitch will be thrown. Some of the news we're following from the WSJM newsroom. The environmental cleanup of Ox Creek has gotten a boost now. The former Modern Plastics property in Benton Harbor has been purchased by Harbor Shores. The site at 489 North Shore Drive is about 10.5 acres. It sits along Ox Creek. Dane Rasmussen is the Ox Creek project manager for the city of Benton Harbor and tells us Harbor Shores has been communicating with the city about its plans and is working to assess contamination in the creek itself. This latest development is another piece of the entire Ox Creek cleanup puzzle.
Ox Creek makes a hard curve right through the middle of the property that was purchased. So it's of the 4.5 miles of Ox Creek, it's not a huge stretch, but it's a nice significant chunk right there, just shy of the confluence with the Paw River.
Harbor Shores is working with the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy as it assesses the situation. Rasmussen says he's expecting materials more than 100 years old to be found in the creek, although those assessments will have to be made fully to understand the situation.
We know that there's some things there and some things to be concerned with the legacy pollution there, but further testing scheduled in the next couple of months here, and we'll get more of a definitive answer.
Meanwhile, Rasmussen says several grants have already been obtained to help clean up contamination in the creek itself, besides the Harbor Shores project, and develop that corridor. Improvements at Hall Park are expected to begin next year with new basketball courts and trails there. That's all thanks to a $1 million Michigan Spark grant. Benton Harbor leaders are working to address a major challenge to the city's Dial-A-Ride service. Dial-A-Ride was dropped by their insurance holder last week. City Commissioner Ron Singleton tells us a formal letter from the Michigan Transit Pool has informed the city that Dial-A-Ride will no longer be insured come the end of November. He says the service was dropped due to a high number of claims, crashes, and lawsuits. Singleton says the former administration of the service caused major problems for it that the new Dial-A-Ride board is seeking to fix. This is one of those issues. The city has to find a new insurer now for Dial-A-Ride by December 1st, or the service may not be able to operate. Singleton says this is a definite challenge, adding that he's not sure how difficult it will be to find a new insurer. Dial-A-Ride board meets on the fourth Tuesday of each month, but Singleton says that a special meeting may be called to address the insurance issue. He says the city is working hard to resolve that issue, adding, we will see what happens. The Berrien County Animal Control folks are participating in the Bissell Pet Foundation's Empty the Shelters initiative this month. It happens from today until October 15th, where they say all spayed, neutered, and vaccinated and microchipped dogs and cats will be available for a reduced fee adoption. The outreach coordinator, Catherine Francis, tells us this is the perfect time to make friends with a new free four-legged animal.
We are at capacity, and we struggle to take in more animals and care for them properly. We would love to get these dogs and cats into their forever homes and make space for other needy animals in the community.
Francis tells us that there are several pets that are waiting for their new home. We asked, well, how much does it cost?
You take a spayed, neutered, microchipped cat home for just $10, and all of our dogs are just $35.
Adopters with other dogs in the home must bring them in for a meet and greet session. You can see the dogs and cats that are at the shelter by visiting the Berrien County Animal Control website. We have a link at our website, WSJM.com. Wouldn't that be fun? Get a new furry friend? $10 for a cat, $35 for a dog.
flyer.
You already looked at the
I
flyer?
already looked at the flyer this morning.
Anything? Any potentials there? What are you in the market for? Cat, dog, gerbil?
Definitely a dog.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a dog person. So.
Okay, very nice. We're talking with Jasmine Hansen. She's from the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, and that's a look at the news. We'll have more news coming up and sports with Dave Wolf. That's coming up in just a moment. But first, we wanted to get a quick chamber update. Jasmine, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We really appreciate it. Absolutely. We were talking off the air a second ago on our video live stream about all the fun stuff that's going on with the chamber. Why don't you fill us in on what October looks like?
It is busy.
Yeah.
I feel like when Sarah comes on every month, it's like it's busy because at first it doesn't start that way, but now it is.
Yeah.
So actually today's kicking off October. We are heading over to Lake Michigan College at the Hansen Tech Center specifically for the awarding of the $500,000 state grant from Rep. Joey Andrews. In conjunction with our Berrien Talent Collaborative Program, which is an apprenticeship program that is aimed at linking students with businesses in the area.
$500,000.
I know, isn't that incredible?
$500,000 for the Berrien Talent Collaborative. That's big news.
It's huge.
That's great.
We're so excited.
Okay. We look forward to talking more about that. Keep going.
And then October 7th, we're heading over to the South Shore Health and Racquet Club to officially open the Pickleball Center. They've got 8 dedicated courts, 2 half basketball courts. It's an amazing space. And I am so excited because later this month, the Next Gen Young Professionals will actually be doing a pickleball networking event there. So not only are we going to be on the 7th, but we're also going to be heading up there on the 16th.
What's your game look like? Have you played pickleball?
I've actually never played pickleball before. I own paddles.
Oh, you do?
And a bag.
And you've not yet played?
And I have not played yet.
That's
so
pretty
this
funny.
is my year because this will be our 3rd year doing this kind of tournament event with South Shore Health and Racquet Club. And I was like, you know what? This year I'm gonna learn to play.
I understand the new facility, the new pickleball facility at South Shore is amazing, and it's probably one of the best in the region.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's such an amazing thing to have here in Southwest Michigan.
That's
like a steal.
It really is. So sharpen up your game because Next Gen, that meeting's coming up soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then so going back to October 7th, October 9th, we are doing a ribbon cutting at Monty Package Company.
Yep.
They recently invested a $2 million into their renovation. So and you were saying you've already had a sneak peek.
I had a sneak peek. We played our Moody on the Market card and said, "Hey, can we come by and take a look and talk to you about this?" And they were like, "Sure, absolutely." So if you want to read the full kind of backstory on what this investment means. But I'm glad the chamber's involved with this, and in fact, that's how I learned of the ribbon cutting itself. And so, just to see this $2 million investment by a company that's almost 100 years old,
I know, isn't that incredible?
Reinvesting in the region, that's exciting news. So the ribbon cutting's coming up October 9.
Yes, and all of these details can be found on our website at smrchamber.com. So if you don't catch the full segment here, you can definitely hit up our website and read all about everything that we've got coming up.
Okay.
And then October 10th, we're heading over to Haymarket in Bridgman with a swab agency for business after hours from 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
So stop by, sign up on the website, and come hang out with us. And then moving back over to October 16th. So not only do we have the Next Gen Young Professionals pickleball, but we're also doing a ribbon cutting in Benton Harbor with CASA, or the Court Appointed Special Advocates of Southwest Michigan. They have recently moved into a new space, and we're really excited to celebrate their new space as well as everything they do.
For their community and for the region and for the young people.
Yes,
it's
huge.
really important work that they do at CASA. So we're glad to see that they're getting that new facility.
So we were really excited.
Okay.
And they're so great to work with over there.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Anything else to keep us up to date on?
Coming up on November 20th, we
There's
do
always
have
something.
I know, and it's so far away, yet it's so close.
No, keep going.
So something I just want to highlight because we just officially released a press release yesterday, HYPE, or Highlighting Young Professional Excellence. It is going to be our version of a Shark Tank style pitch competition for new young entrepreneurs, November 20th at the Watermark Solarium. We've got 4 judges that are from the area that have, really established themselves and then given back to the community.
Okay.
So we're working with them. And then if you want to sign up or participate with that, visit our website and you can sign up to either pitch your business, or you can just come and watch and see what's, who the new up and coming people are in the Southwest Michigan regional area.
That's exciting. And I really appreciate the Chamber's working with younger people, to younger professionals, to get folks introduced to the community and show all the really amazing stuff that they're thinking about and that they're doing here in our economy. Yes. So that's important. So thank you. All right. Absolutely. For more information, we're talking with Jasmine Hansen. She's from the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. And for more information on all these events and other things, Chamber, where do they go?
www.smrchamber.com.
Jasmine, thanks for coming in this morning.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We'll be back with more in just a moment. We've got sports coming up with Dave Wolf. And then later on, we'll be talking with Katie Hess and Olivia Starks. It's formerly known as the Pink Tie Ball. And now it's going to be the Denise Bohn Pink Event. It's coming up in October 19th, as a matter of fact. We'll talk about that here in just a moment.
2 Monday Night Football games last night. Jared Goff threw a perfect game, setting an NFL record by completing all 18 of his passes to help the Lions beat the Seattle Seahawks 42-29. Goff had a touchdown reception of his own for the first time in his career, catching a pass from Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We appreciate you.
He also threw 2 touchdown passes to the All-Pro receiver. Goff and St. Brown are the 8th duo in league history to throw for and catch a touchdown from each other. In the other Monday Night Football game last night had Tennessee over Miami 31-12. Baseball's postseason begins today with the wild card round. The Tigers take on Houston at 2:30 from Houston. The pregame show on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM is at 2:05. Kansas City is at Baltimore 4. The Mets are in Milwaukee at 5:30, and Atlanta is at San Diego at 8:30. NHL preseason last night, the Red Wings split squads both lost. One squad lost to Buffalo 4-3 in overtime. The other squad lost at home to Pittsburgh 5-1. With sports, I'm Dave Wolf.
Areas of fog with clouds this morning. There's a slight chance of a shower, but then we'll clear out this afternoon with some sunshine. We'll be breezy and cooler later today. First half of the day, we'll top out near 70. In the afternoon, we'll drop into the mid-60s. Tonight, we drop down to 45, and tomorrow, sunny with a high of 70. We will be back into the mid-70s at the end of the week. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
So, you want a free checking account that pays you a high rate on your balance? Yeah, you do. Would you like 0 monthly maintenance fees and free ATM access nationwide every month you qualify? Thought so. That's what Free Thrive Rewards Checking is all about. Get yours at Sturgis Bank, your hometown community bank. Visit sturgis.bank to learn more. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact Sturgis Bank for details. Member FDIC.
Breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women. Hi, I'm Forrest Talampka from Leroy's Body Shop. Guys, let's make sure the women in our lives get regular mammograms. That's why we've become real men who wear pink. Fridays in October, let's wear pink as a visual reminder to all women over 40 to get annual mammograms. Tell them it's important. Early detection saves lives. Visit WSJM.com and look for our photo. Real men wear pink Fridays in October. Remind the women that you love to schedule a mammogram.
The Whirlpool Appliance Sale is back, benefiting United Way of Southwest Michigan. So we're at a huge location this year. It's 211 Hilltop, right across from United Federal Credit Union's headquarters. Saturday, October 12th and Sunday, October 13th.
United Way Zach East invites you to shop the sale.
So you can browse ovens, ranges, refrigerators, dishwashers, washers and dryers, and garage organizers and accessories.
Go to uwsm.org and click the Whirlpool Appliance Sale banner for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you?
And I'll turn this on. My apologies to my friends on the video live stream. It's been a busy morning already, and I'm slow because I had the COVID vaccine over the weekend.
Oh.
And so, yeah, it only took me out for 24 hours. But this morning, I'm kind of like, what's going on here? Anyway, good morning. I have two guests in the studio now. Let me see. Can I angle this camera just a little? The first thing you said to me was, but my makeup. I did. No, I'm sorry. I did. Why don't you introduce yourselves and then we can talk about why you're here.
I'm Katie Hess.
Katie Hess.
Olivia Starks.
Olivia Starks. Welcome both of you to the studio. I really appreciate you coming in this morning. And you don't want coffee, you've got water. We're good?
We're good.
Okay. That came directly from our filtered water out there in the thing. So but you I know we seem a little discombobulated, but we're not. You're here to talk about the Denise Bohn Pink Event.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that's coming up quick, October 19th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to tell us about it?
So the Denise Bohn, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
it's coming up October 19th. It's
Okay.
going to be at the Inn at Harbor Shores. It will start at 6:00. Tickets are $125 a piece, or you can bring all your friends, your family, get a table of 8 for just a mere $900.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit of let's get into the history and the background of it in just a moment. But first, I want to make sure that we get back on the radio waves here. 1 second. Do that, and I'll do that. Okay, we'll be right back in 2 seconds.
With Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
You can put the headphones on if you want to. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the headphones are so you can hear everything that's happening on the air. So during the newscasts, when I play sound bites, so you don't have to put them on now if you don't want to. But they do look cool, don't they?
It does, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's 7:22, and we have a couple of special guests in the studio this morning. We have Katie Hess and Olivia Starks, and they are here this morning to talk about the Denise Bohn Pink Event. And we started the interview on the video live stream, so if you miss any portion of that, you can listen back to it by going to our Facebook page and typing in WSJM, YouTube as well. But first off, Katie, Olivia, thanks for coming in. You're telling private jokes over there. You're laughing at me as I'm doing this thing.
You're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We only had silence air for like 2 minutes. Tell us a little bit about the Denise Bohn Pink Event. We know Denise. We knew Denise, and a tragic story there in itself. But tell us a little bit about the background of the event. What is it? Why is it?
So it didn't always used to be the Denise Bohn Pink Event.
Right.
It was the Pink Tie Ball, which we still refer it as the Pink Tie Ball because it's just habit.
Yeah.
She started that in the first event we had was in 2015 when she was working for Susan G. Komen of Michigan and was representing Southwest Michigan in this area, and really it was important to her to raise money for people affected by cancer and keep it local. So she started that. There are a few of us that are some of the original team members from that committee. And then 2016 was the last event that she had. We kept it going. I worked for Susan G. Komen for about a year in that same position. Eventually, they kind of gave us the event. And then 2020 was the last event that we had for the Pink Tie Ball before everything just kind of...
Then COVID.
And then life happened, and we decided to finally pick it back up again.
Okay.
We changed the time of year from February to October since there just weren't really any events
And originally February, we wanted it more of a Valentine's Day.
It was a romantic couples kind of night and a way.
So I had that
it's a
vibe.
different way to
Yeah.
raise money than usual. And
I think it was smart bringing it back to October, being that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much
over
so.
the last couple of events, we opened it up to not just include breast cancer, but raise money for all cancer, people affected with every kind of cancer. So wasn't just keeping it in one group. And this past year, we came back together. We found out that we did not have ownership of the Pink Tie Ball name.
Challenges.
So we had to change the name. We had a lot of ideas and eventually settled on keeping it named for Denise, keeping Pink in the name. But it's still the same idea where we are raising money for local organizations, or just any type of cancer-related organization that are helping people.
Yeah, raising money to fight cancer and raising money locally to keep it locally.
Yes, that was very important to us, making sure it was.
Tell us why.
We wanted to make sure that the money that we raised helped the people that we knew, that we loved, that we cared for. Oftentimes with these big label, big brand events, it goes back to the bigger cities, Grand Rapids, Chicago, where although it is still helping those people, we want it to help us. And that, was very important to us. So we've teamed up with 2 organizations as of right now. Pennies from Heaven, which helps children up to 18, I believe.
No, over 18.
Over 18.
It's
Okay.
more focused on young adults. They started that for their son, Corey, who had leukemia. And as a young adult, there weren't very many organizations that were willing to help. It wasn't a kid, wasn't someone older, it wasn't breast cancer. It was, and all of the things that you go through with treatment, transportation, just eating, paying your bills because you can't go to work. And, it's a really, really local organization. It was started by our committee member, Mindy, who is actually Denise's cousin as well. So when we left Komen and we needed to have nonprofit status, we were able to partner with them and kind of work through them. And so half of our proceeds go to Pennies from Heaven.
Okay, so half of the proceeds go to Pennies from Heaven. Where do the other half go? Hoops for Hope.
Hoops for Hope. Yes.
Okay.
Which is now actually officially a nonprofit. They have nonprofit status.
Oh,
so
excellent.
They were working on that, which is really exciting for them and for what they get to keep doing for what Maddox wanted.
Yeah, and talking about local Maddox Williams of St. Joseph High School. So Hoops for Hope. Tell us a little bit more about that organization.
Hoops for Hope.
You're
Or I can come back in a minute and talk about that. Would that be all right?
Yeah, because I just don't want to speak incorrectly.
I appreciate that. We like that. We're talking with 2 organizers, Katie Hess and Olivia Starks. They're formerly the Pink Tie Ball. You might know it as that. It's now the Denise Bohn Pink Event, and it's coming up October 19th. We're going to continue this conversation, and we're going to talk about Pennies from Heaven and Hoops for Hope. We're also going to talk about the Denise Bohn Promise Award. So we'll ask you a few questions about that as well. That's all coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We're going to check in with Bloomberg. We're going to get some more news. It's all coming up right here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. For the first time since 1977, dock workers along the East Coast and in the Gulf are on strike, shutting down those U.S. ports. They walked out after their contract expired at midnight. The economic significance of a work stoppage at every major container port from Houston to Miami and the New York, New Jersey region depends on how long the strike lasts. costs. JP Morgan Chase estimates the loss could be as high as $4.5 billion per day. The company that makes Jeep model SUVs is warning of a fire risk in some plug-in hybrid vehicles. Stellantis is recalling around 154,000 late model Wrangler 4xe and Grand Cherokee 4xe SUVs in the U.S. It's also recalling some of these vehicles in other countries. Stellantis said drivers should avoid recharging the plug-in hybrids and park away from other vehicles and structures until a fix is ready. And futures are mixed this morning after a positive quarter for Wall Street. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston at a port in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Members of the International Longshoremen's Association off the job and walking the picket line over pay and automation. The strike affects ports along the east and Gulf coasts and could lead to price hikes and supply chain snarls if it lasts a long time. The first and only vice presidential debate is tonight. ABC's Perry Russum.
Both candidates have work to do. A majority.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
All right, it's the WSJM Morning Show, and if it's not, if it's Tuesday, that means it's technical difficulties Tuesday, so my apologies for cutting off ABC News. We'll catch up with them in just a few moments. But some of the news that we are following, we'll be checking in on that in just a moment. Forecast for today, let's give you that. We do have some morning fog out there. You were out there just a moment ago. Any fog out there? Did you notice anything?
It wasn't bad.
No, nothing at all? Okay. When I drove in, it wasn't foggy either. So I don't know what's going on. We do expect partly sunny skies today, breezy and cooler conditions, a slight chance of showers sometime today, high around 72 degrees. We're going to get northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 30. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear and cool, a low around 45 degrees, north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday's forecast, mostly sunny and cool, a high around 70, south winds 5 miles per hour. And then for our extended forecast, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, low around 47 degrees, a high around 75. Friday, partly sunny, a 20% chance of showers, and then we're going to probably see maybe a little bit of rain. 20% chance of rain, a high around 70 and a low around 53. Saturday's forecast, just sunshine at this point, a high around 72. And then Sunday, we might see that part chance of rain again. All right, let's try our ABC News again. Nope, it's just going to be news. So we're going to do that.
News now.
You know,
Team coverage
you never know
from
what's
the
going to happen here.
WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
All right. Technical difficulties be gone. We've got news from the WSJM newsroom this morning and talking about some of the stories that we'll be covering this morning. The environmental cleanup of Ox Creek has gotten a boost now that the former Modern Plastics property in Benton Harbor has been purchased by Harbor Shores. The site at 489 North Shore Drive is about 10.5 acres in size, and it sits right along Ox Creek. So there's a lot of concern that some of the environmental issues have gone from Modern Plastics into the creek. And so there's a lot of focus on that right now and cleaning up. So they're currently in an assessment phase, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means for Ox Creek and the tributaries. That's coming up in just a few moments. Also at 8 o'clock, we'll be talking about Holtec International finally officially closing on that $1.5 billion federal loan from the U.S. Department of Energy. The money is to restart Palisades nuclear power plant. Holtec hosted a big event yesterday, bringing in federal, state, and local officials to talk about what's going to be happening next. We'll be talking about that. And then also in the news, as we mentioned earlier, Benton Harbor leaders are scrambling to address a major challenge to the city's dial-a-ride service. Dial-a-ride was dropped by their insurance carrier last week. City Commissioner Ron Singleton tells us a formal letter from the Michigan Transit Pool has informed the city that Dial-a-Ride will no longer be insured by December 1. He says at the end of December, our insurance runs out. He says the service was dropped due to a high number of claims, crashes, and lawsuits. What they're going to do next, we'll be talking about that right here on WSJM. We've got more news and sports coming up. It is the WSJM Morning Show, and our interview continues talking about the Denise Bohn Pink Event. That's coming up on the video live stream. Tune in on YouTube and Facebook right now.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher.
Okay, and we're back on the video live stream, and I have my two guests here, Katie Hess and Olivia Starks. Can you give us, our listeners, just a little bit of background on who each of you are? We should have done that earlier, but why don't we start with Katie? Katie? Who are you, and how did you get involved in this event?
So I
You're filtering, you're censoring information.
Yes, I am.
Not allowed.
Where do I start? So I am as of August of this year, 20-year breast cancer survivor.
Congratulations.
So thank you. Became involved slightly with some things with Denise when I met her in the community. And anybody who knows or knew Denise knew that she would just kind of bring you into everything and you couldn't say no. So I did get roped into a lot of things, and then being part of this event was the major one. So that's
your background and your involvement. Thank you for sharing that. Olivia?
So how I got involved, I have never had breast cancer. I've never had cancer. But when my mom was 38, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and then she passed away at 41.
Sorry.
She was heavily involved with Relay for Life and other organizations, which is how she become friends with Denise. And then after my mom passed, Denise and my dad were friends, and small towns.
Yeah.
So she asked if we would help support this event. She knew breast cancer was very important to our family, research and funding for it. So my dad said, all right, Olivia, step in. Like, this is where you can help. And then ever since, I've been a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a truly great organization.
That sounds, thank you for sharing your story. We really appreciate that. And so what is this organization? Is it a full-time organization? You talked about the Komen Foundation earlier, but what is it that runs the Denise Bohn Pink Event?
just our little committee.
Okay.
So
So this is the one and only thing that you guys do.
yeah.
Okay.
At this point, I don't know how we could stretch ourselves anymore
Yeah.
to do more, but it becomes a lot, especially right now. We're so close to the event. We're meeting weekly, and
the text chain is constant.
Yeah. It's on mute for me because
Same.
At 10 o'clock at night, I'm done with phone calls.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Not
It's 9
everybody
o'clock.
is done. But it could be a full-time job for somebody, but that's not anything that, we're all, working people, with full-time jobs.
May I
and
ask
busy
you your day
lives.
jobs?
I am a funeral director over at Stark's Funeral Home.
Okay.
And I work for the state of Michigan.
Okay. Excellent. Secret Service state
I
of Michigan.
wish that would be a lot more exciting.
She can't tell you that.
She can't tell us what she does at the state. No, that's very good. And I mean, what are some of the, you mentioned there's like this constant text string. I can only imagine, as somebody who's doing this big event, what are some of the big challenges that you're facing?
Auction items.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we have a lot of great ideas to make big baskets worth. So there's some really neat things that we have. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are, for the first time, having a live auction.
Okay.
Which will be very cool. Some of the really cool big items will be part of that. And then we've always had a silent auction.
Okay.
But the things that we have coming in it's really exciting.
I am a sucker for silent auctions. Live auctions, you spend too much money, you get peer pressure. But silent auctions, I love signing those things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have some really cool baskets that we'll be putting together.
Okay, so the baskets are one thing. So that's where you put kind of the collage of all the different little
Absolutely.
experiences in. Any of the auction items, whether silent or live, that you can talk about to preview?
We have a couple of local restaurants that are putting together dinner experiences where they
Nice.
will cater, a certain courses for a certain number of people. So those are some really cool items.
A couple hotels have thrown in some staycation packages as well.
Nice. Like that. Okay. All right. And so how will those auctions be run? Have you worked out the detail on those yet?
We have it pretty well dialed in. We're meeting tonight when we'll, I think, really just nail down our streamline of how that will go.
All the final details, run a show. Okay. Very good. We're talking with Katie Hess and Olivia Starks. They are the organizers. Can I say that? The lead organizers of this event? No? Yes? Maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
No one else is here to say no. So we'll say yeah.
They are the lead organizers of this event. It's the Denise Bohn Pink Event. It's coming up October 19th. And we'll talk about this again on the air, but one of the important things that you need are butts and seats. So,
Yes.
so tell us about tickets. How are sales going?
Slow right now,
Okay.
but that's typical, just for the timing of it. But we've kind of closed down on our, bringing in our sponsors, which brings people in, for those different organizations.
Good.
But yeah, tickets are on sale now here at the radio station.
Okay. And so just you want people to come by here? You want them to call? How do you want them to get the tickets?
If you could call and you speak with Kathy.
Yep. Kathy, our front desk person. She's
Yes,
amazing.
Kathy's wonderful.
Yep.
And she'll take your information, and then it's $125 for one ticket. Or if you decide you want to bring your family, your friends, and get a table of 8, it's $900.
Okay.
And all the funds, again, stay local, helps with fantastic organizations, and it will be such a great time.
Okay. So if you want those tickets, just call Kathy, our front desk person, and that phone number is 925-1111. Super simple to remember. 925-1111. And the tickets are on sale right now. We've got to get back on the air. Let's hold on just a moment. It's 7:40. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
It would drop down to 45, and tomorrow sunny with a high of 70. We will be back into the mid-70s at the end of the week. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
All right. WSJM Morning Show continues. If we've been on the video live stream, so if you want to hear any details and see any details of the things that we're talking about, coughing, laughing, this and that, it's all right there on the WSJM Morning Show. All right, we're talking with Katie Hess and Olivia Starks, and they are here talking about the Denise Bohn Pink Event. And we've got a few minutes left to talk about some things. One of the things, and you're raising money to fight against cancer, to help people pay the bills that they incur when they're fighting cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that sets you apart is that you're raising money locally and you're keeping that money locally. And you're raising for two great organizations right now, Pennies from Heaven and Hoops for Hope. We talked about Pennies from Heaven. Who wants to take on Hoops for Hope?
I can try it again.
Okay.
So Hoops for Hope, it was started by Maddox Williams, who tragically passed away this year. He wanted to continue his fight and continue his impact even after he was gone. So he helps support local families fighting and kids who are currently in the hospital, providing them with iPads, toys, crafts, wagons, tricycles, books, hats to DeVos and U of M pediatric cancer floors. And he just wants to, donate as much as he possibly could have. And again, he's still making a tremendous impact, even though he's not here with us.
Yeah.
And we want to help as much as we can too.
Yeah, Hoops for Hope. So the two organizations that are going to be benefited by the Denise Bohn Pink Event that's happening October 19 at Harbor Shores. Again, it is Pennies from Heaven and then Hoops for Hope, started by Maddox Williams. I did not have the chance to meet him, but I learned about his fight and admirable the way that he continued to show up at St. Joe High School for the games, for the Bears, and just kept that fight alive. And Hoops for Hope initiating that to help fight cancer as well. That's just tremendous. So thank you for helping fund that organization. And part of the recognition that Maddox Williams received was the Denise Bohn Promise Award. Let's talk about that.
When we were in the very beginning talks of starting the event over again, it was, I believe, January-ish, end of last year, beginning of this year. So we knew we couldn't have the event in February like we usually did. So we were just trying to figure it out if we were going to be able to make it happen, if we wanted to move the date. And I don't know what it was, something that came up about something that Maddox was supporting or showing up for. And it just hit us that, he truly had the same spirit and drive and passion as Denise did. And it was like, well, what if we just do this? We usually have a committee that, makes an unbiased decision and everything, but it was like, we don't have time for that. We don't,
But I think it was very natural. Everyone said absolutely.
Yeah.
There was not
we brought it to the committee. We're like,
second
what do
doubt.
you think? And I mean, nobody was going to argue. And yeah, we were able to surprise him with that. I mean, it was a matter of days. We had the award made, worked with, it was at Lakeshore High School, and their staff there were more than willing to, give us a little bit of time to present him with that award. And that's when we also announced that the event was coming back and that we were giving half of the proceeds to him as well. And so it was a very cool experience. I know that it was just I think a matter of days before he passed away. So it was incredible to see him in action too. I mean, he just always smile on his face and just so, he seemed so strong. He always put that forward for himself. And yeah, it was perfect.
Absolutely.
And it really embodies, I would assume, the Denise Bohn Promise Award. And is that something that you'll be awarding again at this year's event in October?
Yes. So Stark's Family Funeral Homes is the primary sponsor of that award. So I'll be presenting it. We do have a winner.
Okay. Go ahead and announce.
Yeah.
No, don't
That would be nice.
No, we want to wait
But
that.
we want
Keep
people
that for
to
the
buy
dinner.
tickets and come see that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that award presentation is happening at the dinner.
Yes.
October 9th. Tell us, for those who might just be catching up to the conversation, what can people expect at the Denise Bohn Pink event? What is the event itself?
It's always been it was meant to be a romantic couples night out kind of thing. Dress up a little more than you usually would.
Yeah.
To do something fun to raise money for something serious. Same thing this year. We're cutting back the program a little bit, not so heavy on speakers, more on
less medical talk,
yes. Which is one of the benefits of not being with Komen anymore.
Okay.
That was always fun, but more focus on.
Were doctors setting the agenda? Was that the?
It was very informative.
Okay.
Komen raised money for research that would go to specific, doctors and things like that, and they would have their pool of researchers and doctors that would receive the money and could come in and speak to what the money was going for. So
okay, so this is a very different type of.
It's more laid back.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have, I believe, people speaking just briefly on Hoops for Hope as well as Pennies from Heaven, and then we'll go into the Denise Bohn Promise Award and then the live auction.
Okay.
So it's going to be just short, sweet, and there will be delicious food and great cocktails. Lots of dancing.
All
So
right.
don't forget your dancing shoes.
yes, yeah, it's always a good time.
Excellent. All right. Well, in a moment, I am going to come back and ask you, as part of the Moody on the Market update, a little bit more. We'll close out the conversation if that's all right. Maybe there are those who you want to thank as part of it. It sounds like Starks is already part of the sponsorships there, so we appreciate that. If there are others that you want to thank, we'll talk about that in a moment, and remind people how to get tickets for the Denise Bohn Pink event. It's coming up October 19th at the Inn at Harbor Shores, and it's super easy to get tickets. All you have to do is call the radio station during regular business hours, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We're open from 8:30 to 5:30. And then on Wednesdays, we're 1:30 to 5:30. It's a long story. Don't ask. But 269-925-1111. And I'm sure if you leave a voicemail, we'll get back to you as well. But that's how you get tickets. We'll come back in just a moment and conclude this interview. We're talking about the Denise Bohn Pink event. It's coming up October 19th.
Have you been thinking about building your savings? Probably. Has it been hard to set money aside? Always. Put your savings on autopilot with superpowered Thrive Savings. This free account turns cash rewards into automatic savings every month your linked Thrive checking account qualifications are met. Thrive Savings. It's our superpower. Visit Sturgis.bank to learn more. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact Sturgis Bank for details. Member FDIC.
Stunning sights, more clicks, web design done, Websticks.
If you're running a business or maybe a nonprofit, you probably have a website and it probably has issues, small ones, or maybe some moderately big ones, either of which you don't have time or cash in the budget for. That's why Websticks offers the opportunity for someone like you to buy blocks of time that never expire. They'll evaluate the issue and give you an estimate of time. Then you just buy blocks of time for that project. Websticks has over 20 years creating and, better yet, fixing thousands of websites. They're excited to be serving Southwest Michigan. Purchase your blocks today by contacting Websticks. Call 269-925-1123 or visit stunningsitesmoreclicks.com today.
All right, back on the video live stream for exclusive content. Thank you for joining us on the WSJM Morning Show. We're talking with a couple individuals who are admirable in what they're doing. They are leading the Denise Bohn Pink Event. I have Katie Hess and Olivia Starks. Thanks again for coming in and joining. Are you both morning people?
Depends on the morning.
Depends on the morning. Okay. All right. I think I have my answer there. No, that's fine. Thank you for doing this event. We really appreciate it and keeping Denise Bohn as part of it and keeping her memory alive here in Southwest Michigan as well. As
honor and privilege.
And as well as helping keep that money local.
Right.
I mean, we talk about a lot of great and no knock on people who are raising money for a bigger cause that goes nationally, but when you talk about the things that this money is supporting, helping people make ends meet locally when they're fighting cancer,
absolutely,
that makes a big difference. So thank you for doing that. We've got a couple of seconds here before we go back to the radio program and do the Moody on the Market update. Anything else that we need to be talking about or mentioning with regard to this event?
I think we've hit on
Just
pretty
about
much
everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not too late if you want to reach out to us. If you want to donate anything for our silent auction, we would gladly take it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you, do you have any guitars in the auction?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you have one to
No, I
donate
always
to
want to
us?
buy them.
I saw one hanging up out there that looks like it's signed.
And they put a lock on that darn thing. We can talk to Dave
Okay.
to see if we can get that one, because that would be cool. He'd have to put something new in there. Oh, hang on. We got to get back to the radio. Sorry, there was negotiating going on. I imagine that both of these individuals here, I know they have day jobs, but I think their night jobs are probably fundraising, because they were just negotiating. They came in and said, we saw a guitar hanging on the wall. Maybe we could put that in our auction, which is a great idea. So
buy it back. The money stays local.
See, exactly. There you go. See, we got to get to Dave with that one.
Yes.
Talking with Katie Hess and Olivia Starks. They're here talking about the Denise Bohn Pink Event. It's coming up October 19th at the Inn at Harbor Shores, and tickets are on sale now. You can get them by calling the radio station. We'll give out that number in just a moment. But first, let's make this part of our Moody on the Market update, because I think Denise would have appreciated that.
Yes,
the Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. The Pink Event is coming up on October 19th. It's at the Inn at Harbor Shores. It's going to be super fancy, and it can't happen without sponsor help.
Correct.
And ticket sales. So we'll talk about ticket sales in a second. But let's talk about sponsors. Who do we have to thank for this? In part.
In part, we've been blessed this year with a lot of sponsors. We kind of hit at the wrong part of some people's years, in making plans.
Okay.
So, going forward,
we learned a lot.
We've learned a lot, definitely. But we do have, quite a difference in sponsors, and just like some of them, like the radio stations here, and then Stark's Funeral Homes, which have always been supportive. We've got just some of them in no particular order.
Okay.
Lakeshore Body Shop and P&R Service, Lazy Ballerina, Edgewater Automation, Pantelleria Construction Services, Wolverine, Studio One, Greta V and Jamie Lee team at Properties, and McGee's Heating. They're just some of the sponsors that we've been able to get to support the event. So,
That's
and there's a
outstanding.
lot more than that, and they all get recognized.
Right.
You know,
And I'll mention, Watermark Brewery.
Mhm.
It's my husband, so
very
he
nice.
would- I have to mention him.
Very good.
And South Shore Racket Club, Boulevard, Bud Distribution, just to M&W Tire, name a few more.
Mhm.
We were just very, very lucky to have them all out there to help us and support us. And they also got some tickets. So if you want to thank them personally, you can certainly buy tickets as well.
Very nice. And the way to buy tickets is you can just call Midwest Family. We are here. The phones turn on after 8:30, but you can call earlier and leave a message if you need to. 269-925-1111. And if people want more information, I saw you have a Facebook presence. Are you going to be posting pictures up there as well?
Yes.
Additional photos? Okay. And again, if people are catching up late, the Denise Bohn Pink Event, it's raising money for a couple of great organizations. Just give us another pitch on why people should attend and what they benefit.
The proceeds of the event go to Hoops for Hope, the organization for Maddox Williams, as well as Pennies for Heaven, which helps, again, stay local, but it's more young adults with cancer and helping fund just their life expenses and medical, groceries, gas, anything that they need. They are truly there to help support.
All right. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? We covered a lot this hour. You said, are we going to be here for the full hour? And now the hour's done.
True.
It went pretty fast?
It did go fast.
Okay. Anything else that we need to cover on this event?
Just
Come
get tickets.
Yeah,
come
Okay.
have fun with us.
All right. Fancy event, formal attire? Semi-formal?
Yeah.
Okay.
No denim.
No denim?
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
All right, fine. What if it's a denim tuxedo?
I mean, I kind of
I'd want
mind
to see
seeing
that.
that.
All right. It is the Denise Bohn Pink Event. It's coming up October 19th. If you want more information about it, you can go to their Facebook page. And if you want to buy tickets, if you're ready to buy tickets, just call 269-925-1111. And we'll be happy to set you up with that. If you want to check out they've got a live auction. They've got a silent auction at this event. I assume dinner, and you said already fabulous drinks.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be good. Local breweries like Watermark?
They will be a part of the auction items.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it? Give us a hint.
I can't.
Okay, that's fine.
I've said too much.
I've said too much. Katie Hass and Olivia Starks, thank you both for joining us, and thank you for doing what you're doing for the Denise Bohn Pink Event.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It is the WSJM Morning Show. It continues, and we have news from ABC coming up in just a couple of minutes. Also, let me just walk through the forecast real quick in case you didn't miss it all, or in case you missed it already. The fog that they predicted this morning, I don't know that we had much of it, but we are going to see partly sunny skies at some point today. Breezy and cooler conditions, a slight chance of showers. A high today around 72. Northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Gusts to 30. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear and cool. A low around 45. North winds 5 to 10. And Wednesday's forecast, mostly sunny and cool. High around 70. Again, reminder, we do have Tigers baseball coming up this afternoon right here on WSJM. Tigers play this afternoon. This is the first time that they've been playing that October ball since 2014. They are in the Major League Baseball playoffs. They take on the Houston Astros. Today's game is game 1 of the wild card round. It's going to be at Minute Maid Park down in Texas. And the first pitch will be thrown at 2:32 in the afternoon. So it'll be heard right here on WSJM. So we've got more on that coming up. Dave Wolf with sports. He'll talk about how the Lions trounced the Seahawks last night, 42-29, and a whole lot more. It's all coming up here. And thank you to those of you on the video live stream for watching. Thank you both for coming in this morning. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Our pleasure. Facebook, YouTube, you can watch the whole interview again. And if you need more information about the Denise Bohn Pink Event, you're going to go back and watch?
Definitely not.
Okay. All right. It's fine. It's good. All right. Thank you for watching on the video live stream. We appreciate you too.